Oh, hey, dude. Are you going to Coachella?
Yes.
The Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival is an annual festival held at the Empire Polo Club in Indio, California. This 3-day, 2-weekend festival generates almost $85 million in ticket sales. In fact, the demand to go to this festival is so high that people are willing to buy a slightly discounted ticket months ahead of when the lineup is released. They figure if they do not end up going, the demand will still be high and they can just resell their ticket for the price they bought it for, or in most cases higher. This is considered ticket scalping. Hi, my name is Jade Panetta Johnson.
I'm Tine Hassari.
I'm Jason Lim, and welcome to our Crash Course Economics.
Today's concepts for this video include opportunity cost, revenue, consumer surplus, demand, negative and positive externalities, the 4 types of goods, and marginal thinking.
Coachella is not just a festival, it's a part of the economy. Let's consider a situation where Danae wants to go to Coachella. Danae can work for about $50 an hour. However, in order for her to get her Coachella ticket, she must wait online for about 1 hour. What is the cost of her waiting for the ticket? In this scenario, the second best option she had was to babysit for about $50 during that hour. This is known as her opportunity cost, which brings us to an economic principle. The cost of something is what you give up to get it. This situation brings up a question. Why did Danae give up $50 worth of revenue from babysitting and spend about another $400 on a Coachella ticket for a total cost of $450? The reasoning behind this brings us to the idea of consumer surplus. Danae is well aware of this $450 cost. However, the value Danae has put on the Coachella ticket is greater than $450. Suppose she values the ticket at $500. If her cost of purchasing the ticket is $400, her consumer surplus is $50, or the value she places on the ticket minus the cost. Suppose that Danae is at Coachella. What kind of economics are at play here? Well, if Danae decides to buy food, she will notice that the cost of food at Coachella is at a marked up price as she is used to. A likely reason for this is because of the high demand of food from the large amount of people attending Coachella. If demand for a good increases while supply remains constant, the price of the good increases. Danae decides to buy a $15 meal. However, on her way to a stage, she drops her food. Should Danae buy another meal? If she values the meal at more than $15, then she should. The $15 worth of food that she dropped are considered sunk costs of which have already been incurred and cannot be recovered. The act of buying another meal is an example of Danae thinking at the margin, another economic principle. Rational people tend to think at the margin, which means they think of the effects of the next additional action. Danae is only one person in about 100,000 people who attend Coachella each day. The large influx of people into Coachella has many effects on the city of Coachella. This brings us to the idea of externalities. An externality causes uncompensated effects on a person. A positive externality has positive effects on people and society, whereas negative externalities have negative effects on people and society. A positive effect of Coachella, due to the large influx of people, is to the businesses and residents of Coachella. For example, the local economy of Coachella will be boosted because people will require the use of complementary goods such as Ubers, flights, hotels, Airbnbs, and food. However, there are also negative externalities for residents because of traffic congestion, noise pollution, and environmental damage.
The idea of traffic congestion brings us to the 4 types of goods: public goods, private goods, common resources, and club goods. How does traffic congestion relate to this idea? Well, roads are considered a public good, which means they are not rival in consumption or excludable. However, once there is a traffic congestion, a person's use of the service reduces the other person's ability to use the service. This turns the roads, which are a public good, into a common resource, a good that is rival in consumption but not excludable. The 2 other types of goods are private goods and club goods. A private good would be Danae's meal because her meal is rival in consumption and excludable. Once she eats the meal, no one else can, and she can deny anyone from eating her food. An example of a club good would be VIP tickets. They are excludable but not rival in consumption because there's a lot of space in the VIP section, but people are excluded from it if they do not pay.